I'm just going to be talking to you guys, kind of updating you on what's been going on in my life, because as you guys can tell from my content dates, I have not been posting very often, and that is mostly due to me being busy. Don't mind all the piles of junk behind me. I'm annoyed that this is like even this video, but I am actually in the process of moving right now. Neil and I are going to be moving to a different location. We're still going to be living in Hawaii on Oahu, but we are moving out of Honolulu. Just realized that living in the city really stresses me out. There's no reason for us to be living in the city. Like, I don't work here. Neil doesn't necessarily work in Honolulu either. He works kind of on the outer edges of Honolulu. So yeah, there's like literally no reason for us to be living in Honolulu or in the city. We were thinking of moving to Kaneohe or Kailua, which is more on the northern-ish east side of the island. However, we did not find a place in those areas just because they were a little bit out of our price range, or they just were not what we wanted. Like, really difficult to find a place. Like, a lot of places we were looking at, we called and they were already taken, like almost all of them, and they were literally like taken up within an hour. And it was really frustrating because we found a couple places that were just so incredible and they were already snatched up. We found this one place, I think it was in Kaneohe, and it actually had a view of the port. It was such a beautiful home, but it just did not feel right. Like, it didn't feel like it could be our house. It felt like we would be living in somebody else's house. The other bad thing was that we couldn't use the backyard at that place. And another bad thing was that the kitchen had carpet. What person ever puts carpet in the kitchen? That is like one of those things here in Hawaii that when you go looking at places here, it's just like you will find stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, but you guys, I have to tell you about the place we did get, because it's just so insane how this all happened. Neil actually found this place on Craigslist, and it was an ad and it had no pictures or anything. So right away I was just like, really, like, I don't really want to go look at a place or waste our time looking at a place that doesn't have pictures, because if they don't have pictures, like, what does that mean? We ended up going and checking out the place, and I was really feeling down that day about us finding a place. I didn't think we were going to find one in time. This place is actually off the Pali Highway. It's just this big highway that goes right through the middle of the island. It's covered in jungle and greenery and plants, and there's also a ton of like waterfall hikes over off the Pali Highway. I was pretty excited to be checking out that area. When we started driving there and I saw that it was like directly off the Pali Highway, I got really excited, because that was one of the biggest things I wanted in a new place. Was I wanted to live somewhere that was more around nature, because we live right in the city and everything around us is concrete. We can't grow our own plants here because everything is gravel on it or concrete. So I just wanted to, and mopeds. I'm sick of those mopeds. I want to get the whole Hawaii experience, and you know, that doesn't mean like living on a beach house, like beachfront house, like that's unrealistic. I just wanted something that felt more Hawaiian, like had more plants and nature and just more of what Hawaii is actually about, instead of like, you know, basically a mock-up version of LA in the middle of a tropical island. When we drove to this place, they gave us kind of strange directions on how to get there, so we were a little bit nervous on where it was going to be. And we thought it was this one place that wasn't even fully built yet, and so we kept driving around, and then we finally found it. And to this house, you actually have to drive up this long driveway, and it's just covered in grass and there's plants everywhere. The driveway that we drove to this house, they actually had lychee plants, which are a type of fruit grown here in Hawaii, but when you go to buy them at the store, it's usually like $5 a pound, so they're pretty expensive, and they're just all along this pathway. There were these 3 buildings, and they just looked so nice. Like, it literally looks like an Airbnb or something like that, and like these modern looking buildings. I was just so amazed at not only the pathway to get to this place, how it was just covered in plants, but the actual house itself. It's just surrounded by greenery and plants, and it's the best part is it's not super sunny there or super hot. Why we want to move out of the city is because it does get very hot here, because all the buildings all on the beachfront are blocking the wind from getting to us, so it always is extremely hot here, and the sun is always coming in the front of our house, and this house has zero insulation. We met the couple there that owns this place, and they actually are really, really nice people, and I'm really excited to be renting from them because they just seem like a really nice, genuine couple. When they started showing us the place, I was just like amazed because the place, you guys, is so aesthetically pleasing. It is a 1-bedroom. We were looking for preferably a 2-bedroom, but this house is actually bigger than the one that we have right now. The one we're living in right now is 500 square feet. This place is about 800, I believe. And it has an upstairs, which is the bedroom. When you look out the window in the bedroom, it's just a view of all the mountains and all the greenery and all the plants. And the best part about living in this neighborhood is that everything is so green and beautiful that my morning walks are going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to start going on them, because here I am pretty much limited to walking through the city where there's a ton of homeless people that I don't really necessarily feel comfortable walking near, or I have the school, which, you know, can get kind of boring sometimes. But one of the best things about this place is the bathroom, because you guys, this bathroom is huge. Like, I can't believe the amount of storage and the amount of space that this bathroom has. It just makes me feel so happy being in that house and being surrounded by all those plants, and it's just so much more quiet and so much more calming than living here in the city. I swear, you guys, I get no sleep living here. Like, when I went to go visit my family in Nevada, I slept like a baby there, because at my parents' house, they live out in the woods, like there's not that many people around. I slept for like 8 hours straight every night when I was visiting my family, because I could, because there weren't cats bothering me, there weren't mopeds driving by, my neighbors weren't waking up at 5 a.m. slamming doors. I feel like at this place I'm going to achieve that a lot more than I have in this house. Oh, and the other best part is that our rent at this new place is actually cheaper than it is here. I'm really excited to be living literally in the middle of the jungle. We've been trying to get everything done super quickly, and so my house is a disaster. When I first moved here, we had a bunch of stuff because we didn't have time to necessarily go through everything, because, you know, I had to move to my grandparents, Neil had to move here, and we had to like store our stuff for a long time. A couple weeks ago, we actually went through all of the stuff that we had in storage. I'm actually shocked that we were able to go through all those boxes, but we donated about 9 boxes worth of stuff, and we probably are going to donate about 9 more, because that's how much stuff we just have accumulated over the years. I just never got rid of anything because I thought like, oh, maybe I'll need this in the future. My biggest problem was my clothes. I had like sentimental memories and attachments to these clothes, and I didn't even necessarily like these clothes anymore. When we were going through all of our stuff, it actually was not that hard for me to get rid of some things and to just be like, I don't want this anymore, like give it away, donate it, I don't want it. No matter what size the closet was, my closet has always been bursting full, and not even clothes I necessarily wore or even liked. And I'm just so sick of that, having like no room in my closet, or having no room for Neil to hang up his things. I'm on this like thing where I just want to get rid of all of them because I want like 5 pieces of clothing, but I know that's just not realistic. And because I am striving to get a fashion degree, I know I'm still going to have more clothes than probably the average like minimalist person. I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with, you know, at least downsizing my closet enough to pieces that I actually do really like, and not feeling guilty or bad about getting rid of things. That has been a really crazy journey that Neil and I have been taking, to just get rid of stuff that we don't need anymore, because it just does not serve purpose in our life. It just weighs us down, and we just have piles of junk everywhere. The last week and a half, my sister has actually been here visiting me. It was so fun, and I had the best time with her here, and we did so many things. We went to the beach like almost every single day. We drove around so much. Like, I don't think I've done that much in a week since living here. I did film quite a bit of our trip. I do think I have enough footage to at least put it all in one vlog. I haven't really shown you guys like the amazing places I get to see here. When my sister was here, we actually went and I saw my first waterfall. I think it's Lulu Mahu Falls. We went kind of swimming in the waterfall. I went under the waterfall, and it was freezing, but it was so amazing and so worth it. Can't wait to go on those hikes and like be alone in that nature when there's not like a ton of tourists around, because it is tourist season here in Hawaii. Trust me, we all know. There were a lot of tourists this last week. Like, it was pretty insane. And one of the things that kind of bothers me, not just about tourists in general, but like a lot of people that come visit here, is the amount of like sunscreen I smell off everyone. I'm just like, I have actually been learning a lot of things about sunscreen, about the chemicals they put in sunscreen, and not only like that going into your body, but also you're going swimming in the ocean, therefore you're putting those chemicals into the water for the fish and the wildlife and everybody else that goes swimming in the water to then get on themselves. It's just one of those things where it's like, people don't know and it's not their fault. It just sucks that companies do stuff like that and get away with it. I actually did not wear any sunscreen this last week, and I know like you're thinking like, oh my god, you're gonna die. I always get checked up to make sure that my skin is good, so I'm not getting like at risk of getting skin cancer. I also eat Brazil nuts every so often, which have selenium, which is really, really good at preventing skin cancer. To prevent myself from burning when I'm not wearing sunscreen, when I go to the beach, I have decided to start sitting in shading areas, because honestly, like, it's just so hot and sunny here. You don't really need to go lay out that long to get tan here or to get sun. And I already get that when I go swimming, so when I come back and lay out, I want to lay in the shade so I'm not getting like completely burned by the sun. Another thing is I also have a scarf that I've been wrapping around like my shoulders, my back, because that is where I get the most sun, and then a hat to cover my face. And that's actually been working extremely well. It makes me feel a lot better after a day at the beach than when I used to like rub a ton of sunscreen on myself and then I feel like gross. There's so many ways that people can avoid getting sunburnt without putting sunscreen on. I feel like people are so like terrified of the sun, and it's like, you need the sun for your health. I did get a little crispy yesterday. I happened to be at the beach during like 1 in the afternoon, which is like one of the hottest times. I only went swimming for like 15 minutes and laid out for 10 minutes, and then we left, so I didn't get too burnt. I just put some coconut oil on it and really, really helped. So I think I will make a separate video on that, talking more about it, because it's kind of like something that I experience every single day. I've been working out a lot more. I've been running, actually. Running / jogging with Neil, like to the point where I don't stop. I do about like 1.5 miles, which I know is not a lot, but if you guys know, I am literally like so out of shape. But I've been doing my yoga and running, and this last week I've been walking everywhere and going on so many hikes. It's not painful for me to go running now, because I don't know if you guys knew, like before when I wasn't vegan and I didn't have my nose job, like when I would go running, the side of my abs would hurt so excruciatingly bad, and it was so hard for me to do things like that, and it just felt like everything was against me. And now I don't have that much of a problem at all. Like, my sister and I went and did the Coco Head hike, this hike that goes literally just straight up the mountain. I have never really been able to get to the top because I always got like way too exhausted before that. And my sister and I actually made it to the top, and I did not feel that tired. I mean, yeah, it was very, very exhausting, but it was not as hard as I expected it to be, and I didn't feel like crap afterwards. My body is finally starting to heal itself and get better, at least physically active-wise. I am able to do more now than I ever have pretty much in my entire life. That's been really, really exciting. I'm sure you guys want to hear about like my whole hormonal issues. My hormones are still very messed up. At this point, I am no longer getting new acne. All the acne I do have is just stuff that has basically been under my skin for a year now. It's just been there, and now it just needs to slowly come to the surface, and I know that that will probably take a while. At this point, it's been about 5 months, so I still have a little bit while to go, but I've also been drinking apple cider vinegar water. I've also been using it as a toner on my skin every single night. It's actually just been helping kind of exfoliate and get rid of the dead skin and preventing bacteria from forming, because it is very, very humid and very warm. There can be a lot of bacteria that accumulates on your face, a lot more than like somewhere on the mainland. So using the apple cider vinegar really, really really has helped. It's not necessarily getting worse, it's not necessarily getting that much better, so I'm just kind of like leaving it alone at this point, not really doing much with it. I don't have foundation again, still not wearing foundation. Another thing that's been going on in my life is school. I don't know if I told you guys, but I did start school. The semester is only 8 weeks long, so 2 months. First semester of this class, I learned so much. Like, I learned more in these 2 months at this school than I ever learned at Long Beach City College. Blows my mind how just like the certain environment that you're put in can help you learn so much better. I actually got A's in both my classes, which is so amazing. I've always been like a C average student. I've been learning so much from these classes, and they're actually like giving me information that will help me for the rest of my life. This semester I'm only taking 1 class because, you know, we have moving, and Neil's parents are actually coming to visit next week again. They visited us last summer. They're coming next week, so I have my sister that just left yesterday, and now Neil's parents are coming, and they're helping us move, and we're moving, and I actually have a showing. There's people coming to look at the house. So I'm probably going to end this video right now just because I need to literally clean my whole house before they get here. But I hope you guys like this video. I hope you like this update video. I will probably make another one of these soon-ish when we finally get moved into our new place. And I will also be trying to edit that vlog with my sister and I. Thank you so much to everyone who has been subscribing to me and all of your supporting loving words. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.